Today we're going to be talking about coronavirus and its impact on the real estate market. My name is Tanja Odzak. I am a realtor with Keller Williams. I work Oakland and the greater East Bay area out here in California. And I wanted to discuss coronavirus. That's the biggest question that we've been getting from our buyers and sellers lately is how is that going to affect the real estate market? So the California Association of Realtors, as well as the East Bay Associations of Realtors, have been looking at coronavirus and its impact on the real estate market. There's been a lot of discussion about it. They've been trying to figure out what kind of guidance they should issue out there, given that there's been a lot of other guidance that's been out, put out by the local governments and the CDC and all that. So, with all that in mind, it's still predicted to be, in the short term, no impact to the real estate market. What we have here in the East Bay, things are still as they've been. We still have very low inventory. There's a great mismatch between buyers who are looking to buy a home as well as the amount of homes available for purchase. So that still stands, and actually maybe a 25% of the sellers that are out there are deciding maybe that they should hold off on putting their home on the market. So actually what that is doing is it's making an already low inventory lower. So it's just kind of increasing that demand for homes and widening that mismatch between buyers and the homes available. But on top of that, where coronavirus really has impacted the real estate market is with interest rates. Interest rates have been really low. They've been historically low. They were so low that everyone and their mother basically decided that they were going to refinance, which has bumped up interest rates a little bit. So they've, the lenders and all, have been really impacted. But still, rates are historically low, and it still makes it a great time to put one's house on the market. But that being said, it really comes down to you so in terms of sellers, it comes down to what your needs are and your situation. For those that need to sell, it's still a great time, but this is the situation where for us and for our sellers, where we want to come and we want to talk to you and assess your situation and figure out what do you need. There's a lot of things that we've been doing for our clients to kind of help alleviate the pressure that coronavirus is exerting. So the California Association of Realtors, they've put out a guidance to all realtors on how to handle the situation. How do we handle open houses? Because that's one of the biggest concerns is, if I put my house on the market, there's going to be all these people coming through. So what's the guidance on that? So there are several things, and not to belabor it too much, but basically it's just kind of controlling that situation. The thing with coronavirus is it's not, there's no need to panic. There's a way to approach the situation logically and methodically so that things are not as out of hand as they feel. The panic induces panic. I have a master's in developmental biology. I used to work in the medical field, and I used to work in a lab. So in those environments, we really want to work to control transmission of, sicknesses and all that. So there's always an awareness of, germs, transmission, touching one's face, that kind of thing. So there are things that we can do to make an open house, to kind of slow it down and to make it a little bit more controlled. And so that for sellers who have their house on the market, you don't feel like you're coming back to a house full of coronavirus germs like everywhere. But again, it's more about assessing your situation. Every home that goes on the market for sale has its own conditions that need to be addressed. So that's definitely a conversation that we have with our clients. On the other hand, for buyers, there are a lot of things that we're doing with our buyers to kind of help, again, as well, ease that pressure. So, real estate is a relationship business. It's all about being on the phone, talking to you, being in constant communication, meeting your needs. So with that as well, it's also about assessing your needs and your situation, as everyone has a different set that we need to work with. So, but that being said, because of the interest rates and still being, so historically low, achieving home ownership with a really low interest rate is what's making that achievable. So you don't necessarily want to put that on hold because the interest rates are still great. Looking at my notes here. So another question is, since the coronavirus is such an issue, is this a time where I can get a great deal on a house? Again, I think that it really depends on the houses that you're looking at, what your needs are, the condition, the location, all that stuff. That still is going to impact on whether or not you get a deal. There are deals to be had. Always there are deals to be had, even in a competitive market. Not all homes see the same amount of competition. But, really the question, kind of comes down to buyers. Is this the right time for you to buy? Or does your financial profile, does it work for you right now to buy a home? There's still very low inventory. Some houses are very competitive and some are not. And, competition varies between the price point of the house that you're looking at or where you're shopping. So, essentially, it's still a great time to buy and sell. Even though inventory is low right now, if there truly is about 25% of sellers waiting to put their house on the market, I think it would be reasonable to expect that there is still inventory coming and possibly a bit of an uptick in that inventory in the upcoming months. But right now predicting kind of the longer term is a bit harder because we don't really know where this coronavirus is all going to go. But at the same time, it is not a time to panic. It is, if you need to sell, it is not necessarily a time to wait, but it is a time for conversation, thought, strategy, and really discussing what you need and what you're looking to get out of the situation. So if you want to talk about selling your house or buying in this market, again, I work Oakland and the greater East Bay, and we love to sit down and talk to you more about what we can do for you.